In the golden light of the California desert, a new kind of gold rush was born, but instead of picks and shovels, it came with blades and towers reaching toward the sky like skeletal giants. This is the story of the 1980s California wind boom, an era when idealism, tax incentives, and raw ambition collided in the desert winds. Long before the wind farms of Tehachapi and Altamont Pass became icons, California had been a state in search of energy. The 1970s oil crisis had left the nation reeling, and California, ever the visionary, started looking elsewhere. And here comes the wind. In the vast, breezy passes of the state, early engineers saw something more than scenery. They saw opportunity. In 1978, the U.S. passed the Public Utility Regulatory Policies Act, or PURPA. It sounds dull, but it did something revolutionary. It made it easier for small energy producers, like wind companies, to sell electricity to utilities. And now combine that with generous state and federal tax credits. And suddenly, wind wasn't just sustainable, it was profitable. By the early 1980s, entrepreneurs, dreamers, and investors poured into California's mountain passes. Altamont Pass, Tehachapi, and San Gorgonio became testbeds for a movement. There was chaos, and there was innovation, and there was money, at least for a while. Developers erected thousands of small turbines. Many of them were built overseas. Others cobbled together in machine shops. Some worked beautifully, others not so much. Maintenance was a nightmare. Some turbines spun wildly, others froze. Engineers learned fast or failed faster. Companies boomed and went bust. But one thing remained: the vision. But not all that glitters actually spins clean. At Altamont Pass, for example, thousands of small turbines churned the air and stirred controversy. Environmentalists began sounding alarms. Birds, particularly raptors like golden eagles, were being killed by the spinning blades. It was a tragic oversight, one that tarnished the movement's image and forced a reckoning. The press dubbed it the Cuisinart of the sky. It was brutal, but not entirely wrong. This moment forced the industry to evolve. It spurred regulations, new siting methods, better turbine designs. The early mistakes paved the way for smarter, safer solutions in the decades to come. Despite the turmoil, the 1980s California wind boom laid the groundwork for the modern wind industry. What started as a tax-driven gamble became the prototype for what wind energy could look like. Developers learned lessons in grid integration, maintenance, and economics. And California? It became a wind pioneer. Today, Tehachapi and San Gorgonio still spin, only now with fewer, taller, and far more efficient turbines. It was messy, it was flawed, but like all great experiments, it changed the game. California's wind boom wasn't just about energy. It was about vision, about chasing the future on the back of a breeze. And that wind, it still blows.